Hi everybody, today I wanted to show you how I made this little dress out of the cupcake punch. So let's go ahead and get started. All you need is the cupcake punch and the 3-heart punch, some scraps of white paper, and scraps of designer paper if you want the skirt to be made with the designer paper. Otherwise you could just use cardstock. It's pretty easy. You just need one of the hearts from the 3-heart punch. So I went ahead and punched out one of those hearts. And then you're going to punch out a cupcake bottom from your cupcake punch. And if you use the paper, kind of keep in mind that this will be the bottom of the skirt. So on this one, I want the little flowers to be across the bottom of the skirt. So that's how I'll punch it out. And now you can either use scissors to trim off one of the scallops, or you can just use a post-it note to make a little handle so you can feed this back through the punch. You just stick it on like that. And put it back in, line the scallops up like that, and just trim. All you want to do is trim one of them down. So you just put it in that far and punch it out. And now you have your little skirt. And you'll take a scrap of white paper, and for the sleeves on the dress, I just used this part of the punch. So I'm just gonna punch out 2 of those. They don't have to be anything special because we're going to cut them down to size anyway. So just punch out 2 of those, and then you're just going to trim these down. And one side's already trimmed for you, so all you need to do is trim off the top, and I make it a little bit rounded and something like that. And it is going to go behind this heart, so you probably want to cut this on an angle so it doesn't show through the other side. I'll do that to both of them. And these are just going to get glued on right up here in the back part of the heart. So you have the little sleeves for the dress. And I've already completed one and sponged it with the pink, pretty and pink ink. So I'm going to put that to the side. And for the top of the dress, you just need a little, for this one I'm just going to put a little brown belt on it. So you just need a tiny strip. I'm just going to glue it on there and then trim it to fit. So I'll actually put the glue on the top of the skirt. And then I can just put this part down and trim it. Okay, so now her little skirt is about done. So now you just have to take the top of the dress and add a little bit of the glue and put the little skirt on. And then you can embellish it however you want to. If you want to make the flower that I made for the other dress, take your cupcake punch and punch out one of these sprinkles. And then take this little flower punch and punch that kind of over that hole. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to wad this up anyway. You just need to remove a little bit of the paper so it's not too bulky on your dress. After you punch that out, spritz it with a little bit of water. And then after it's wet, you can kind of start to play with it and fold it back on itself a little bit and just kind of work it around till it looks the way that you want it to look. And then you can either heat set it, use your heat tool to dry it, or just let it dry for a while by itself. But you can kind of shape it the way that you want it and then dry it. So I've heat set my little flour. I'm just going to use a glue dot to put that on. And you will have to fold your glue dot because it'll be a little bit big for the flour. And you can kind of shape it once you have it on there also. Okay, so that's about done. I'm going to add this to a baby card, and I've already got most of the card completed. I just have to add this onto here. So what I did is I cut out one of the large ovals from the Big Shot, and I just used a bunch of circles. I taped them onto the back. I used my snail glue, I put it around, and I put all the circles on, and then I just put tape over it to reinforce it so it wouldn't come off. And just add your dimensionals. And this is ready to go onto my card. And I'm going to add the dimensionals onto the back of the dress. And let's see, I think I'm going to put it about there. And I used some shimmer paint with a little tiny drop of pink, Pretty in Pink re-inker, and I used a Q-tip just to dab it onto my pearls, and I set them aside and let them dry. So I just dyed a few of my pearls to match the card because I didn't want the pearls to be quite so bright white. I'll just use this to pick them up and add them to the little dress. And there you go. Cute little dress made from the Cupcake Punch and the 3 Heart Punch.